Hello and welcome, you join me ADG, and here we are for race 2 of the 2 races from Friday night's wide open throttle Group 2 championship that only lasted 2 rounds. So yeah, this is race 2, like I just said. Spa was race 1, that's where the qualifying happened, so there's no qualifying for this one. This is the reverse grid from the first race results. So without much further ado, we're at Fuji International Speedway for a 25-minute race. I might as well slip that in there, since it's kind of crucial information. Anyway, we'll go through the grid order. So, finishing towards the back in race 1, but having the opportunity this time round, is MLA 75 in first position. MRC Shure in second. Go check out the Mature Racing Club if you haven't done already. A brilliant sim racing group on Facebook. Mighty Ginge is in third. We've got Grim99 in fourth. We've got Mad Brush Racing in fifth. Sixth is Robert the Hood. Seventh is Angus McCurtup. Surfer EV is in eighth. Ice Chand is in ninth. TC Idol in 10th. JRC in 11th. We've got GT Delaby in 12th. Street Boy takes up position 13. Chris 74 Mac in 14th. 15th is ADG123, and we've got VQS Dawson in 16th, starting right at the back. So without much further ado, we'll jump up to the leader, hit start, and look back from the leader's perspective. Get some idea on who gets a good start and who doesn't. So waiting for the lights, and away we go. Mighty Ginge, whoa, look at that, absolutely flies past MLA. And then Mad Brush Racing going side by side into T1 down the inside. Oh, MLA just spins it. Oh, who's that goes into the back of him? Massive chaos as MLA ghosts and everyone drives through him. So we've got Shure making good from that little incident there. Up into second. Ishand into third. And everyone else making the way through now. Mad Brush Racing losing out a little bit there, down into fourth. JRC doing well. We've got Shure and Ice Chance side by side. Ice Chance down the inside this time. He's got the line. We've got a bit of action behind as well from Mad Brush Racing and JRC side by side going into it. Oh, Angus McCurtup just coming out of absolutely nowhere, diving round the outside and gets up into fifth. Nice move, Angus. Oh, fourth in the end, as Mad Brush Racing goes a little bit deep into that braking zone. So good close stuff in the beginning. Angus McCurtup having a brilliant start. See what else is going on a little bit further down the field. GT Delaby making his way through, up into 8th. Oh, Surfer EV just having a moment on the exit curb and just lost the rear end and puts it into the wall. Unfortunately, I think this happened. That happened a few times during this race, so it seems to be a bit of a curse on the exit of the last corner. Now we'll keep an eye on that as we go through. Robert Hood in 8th, Chris 74 Mac in 9th. We got ADG in 10th. VQS Dawson made his way up from right at the back in 15th position, up into 11th now. So it's all going on, there's all sorts going on. Street Boy in 13th, making his way through the field. A couple of guys lost out early on with a few little incidents, so Surfer EV with that moment there on the last curb. MLA spun it into the first corner, and I think TC Idol had a little bit of a moment as well early on that's dropped him back a bit. As we join Dawson going wide. Slightly, not wide, but just catching a bit of dirt as he puts 2 wheels over the white line. It's all bunching up in front. We've got Chris. Looks like he's having a bit of trouble getting and going through the tight chicane. Sees me take that position off him, and Dawson takes it as well. So Chris down into 11th from 9th. It's all incredibly close, so it's all bunched right up. Dele now in 7th, he's managed to get past. Oh, Robert Hood out wide, taking the wide line. Mad Brush Racing going for the move down the inside on JRC. Makes it look easy in the end, nice and comfortable on the brakes. So just to go through the order quickly, we've got Ice Chand in first, Mighty Ginger in second, MRC Shure in third, Mad Brush Racing in fourth, JRC in fifth, halfway around lap 3 now, GT Deliby in sixth, Robust the Hood in seventh, GT Deliby and JRC very close together, ADG in 8th, VQS Dawson in 9th, Chris 74 Mac in 10th, Street Boy in 11th. Oh, see a bit of a move going on ahead of Dawson trying his best to get it down the inside, manages to get it done, but I hold it on the next one, side by side. Oh, and then Dawson just loses it a little bit on the curb, so drops back as Chris and Street Boy manage to make that opportunity work to get past Dawson. I go a little bit deep into there, so Chris goes a little bit early on the brakes by the look of it and backs Street Boy into him. Oh, and then Robust on this lap goes into the wall, so another victim claimed from the last corner curb. Anyway, we'll jump further up. We've got JRC, GT Deliby all battling down the straight. JRC down the inside, and GT Deliby does even better still. It goes down the inside of JRC whilst he's going down the inside of Mad Brush Racing. Brilliant stuff. JRC manages to just about hold Deli at bay there for the time being. Well, picks up a little penalty as he cuts the curb accidentally through there. Bit of pressure on there. So good racing throughout the field from everyone pretty much so far. Really, really good stuff. Ice Chan doing a great job, not pulled too big a lead on Mighty Ginge there, so it's all very close still for first. And then the battle behind is still going on as well. And it's not far behind at all, they're closing in on the back of MRC Shure. Going a little bit further back to Chris in 7th, followed shortly by me behind in 8th. Then Street Boy and Dawson involved as well. Bit of a 4-car train. I've got a little bit of a penalty, see me ghosting there, losing a little bit of it. And again, trying to lose a little bit more through the last corner. So all running the curve quite nicely without any big drama this time round. Slipstream battle commences. Am I going to make the move on Chris? I can't honestly remember. Try my best to make the move on Chris, can't quite get it done. Have a touch of contact as we come together through the mid corner. No harm done there. Mad Brush Racing losing it a little bit over the curb in front of Chris. Picked up a slight penalty as well. Chris has picked up a penalty as well, so everyone's pushing hard, but unfortunately because of that, cutting the curbs a little bit too much and picking up these penalties. So looking further back, we've got Dawson going for the move. Not quite enough room for him to have a go. Jump a bit higher up again. GT Deliby up into third now. I looked a minute ago and he was still in fourth, so he's managed just to get past. I think it's MRC Shure that's actually dropped back with a little mistake, and he's dropped behind JRC and GT Deliby because of that. Still having a good race, and he's still there in the slipstream, so it's not the end of the world for MRC Shure, but unfortunate for him to have that little moment that's dropped him back a little bit. Still in a very respectable position though. So back to me slipstreaming Mad Brush with Chris 74 Mac and Dawson right behind him. Mad Brush just putting it into the I think it lost it. We were weaving about that much, so I think he actually lost it. So he just gets a few positions away as he spins off track on his own. Dawson now gets past Chris behind with a good launch down the inside. Brave move, but made it work. It's all going on. Mighty Ginge doing a great job. GT Deliby up into second now. So who's that? JRC has dropped back and allowed GT Deliby second place, and now Schuer's in third as well. So really good racing from the guys up front. Unfortunate moments changing the order a little bit though. So one person has one little incident and you drop back a long way because the racing's pretty close. And especially if you have a proper spin, then you're more or less going to find yourself right at the back. So Dawson right on my bumper as we come through towards the end of lap 6. Through the last corner now. Still all very close between everyone. Can see someone side by, nope, not side by side, just pulling out of the slipstream. Give a glance towards the guys running at the back. Angus McCoy up in 10th, leading away from Mad Brush Racing. Mad Brush Racing lost it on the straight basically and dropped himself back. Unfortunately, Surfer EV at that moment towards the beginning and the opening of the race on the last corner exit curb, so he's dropped towards the back. Robert Sutts had a moment somewhere along the way as well. So yeah, unfortunate for some of these guys. JRC now in 15th place after we saw him have that little bit of an incident and drop back as well, whilst he was right up there in the podium positions, or amongst the podium positions. So at this point I've been hit off by Street Boy. Street Boy just got his braking wrong as we were all chasing each other incredibly closely. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and it was just one of those moments. He had nowhere to go. I was just there in the way, and he ploughed into the side of me, took me out, ruined my bloody race. But that's enough about that. I could waffle on all day, but I don't like these replays to be negative. But just know this, Street Boy, I'll get you back. But other than that, it's only a bit of fun these couple of races. So no harm done in the end. Just made it very difficult to be able to catch up. That's all. So I've missed that moment. I won't go back and replay it, just to keep Street Boy's embarrassment. Dawson trying to defend as Mighty Ginge has dropped back now. Actually, Mighty Ginge was in the lead, so, and again I've missed every single bloody mistake by the look of it, but Mighty Ginge has dropped away from the lead now and down into 4th as GT Deliby now holds the lead, away from MRC Schuer in 2nd and VQS Dawson in 3rd, just in front. So Mighty Ginge is throwing it away a little bit. Chris 74 Mac has got the run out of there as well. Is looking feisty. Looks as though he wants to get past sometime soon. Not quite having the pace to be able to do it into there. So Chris just dropping back into 5th position behind Mighty. Had a brilliant start, did Mighty Ginge, absolutely launched off the line. So Street Boy doesn't deserve his 6th place, but he's now up into 6th. In fact, someone's just gone off, I'm not sure who it is. Who was that? I think it was Chris. Chris has just had a bit of a spin, I think, I could be wrong. So Street Boy is now up into 5th because of that. TC Idol up into 6th. And Chris now down into 8th. So it was Chris that's struggling to get going. Ice Chance taking a position out of Chris as well because of that little moment. So up in 7th. It's all going on. We'll skip through towards the top again, see where the action's at. GT Deliby with his Karcher liveried GTR up in 1st place with a nice healthy gap behind him to VQS Dawson. VQS Dawson, a particularly quick guy on this game though, so he'll be looking to chase GT Deliby down in the remaining half, more or less half of the race. Oh, big moment for MRC Schuer. That allows Mighty Ginge back through into 3rd. Again, the beauty of being terrible at doing these videos is that you miss every single bit of action, so no idea what happened to MRC Schuer there without going back and replaying it. but he's not lost too much time. Mighty Ginger's managed to make another position up after having a bit of a mare himself the previous lap. TC Idol well and truly getting into this race now. He's not too far away from the guys in front, and there's positions to be had. Oh, big slide from the rear end from Chris. Driving round Wounded now, Wounded in 9th place. Oh, bit of a move about to happen from Roberts here by the look of it. Surfer EV going to be the victim. Has he got it done cleanly before the braking zone? Or is it going to happen on the brakes? No, it's on the brakes. Robbie looks like he backs out a little bit there, goes a little bit early on the brakes. And Surfer EV manages to retake that 11th position there. Good work there from Surfer. Oh, has a little bit of a correction going on into there though. I think he must have turned in a little bit early, had to back out of it and then turn in again there, Surfer EV, so he's let Robbie through because of that little moment. It's not a massive issue, keeps it on track, but just loses the momentum. And then Robbie fires it off track. So then Surfer EV's back through. Good racing between these two. Well, I say good racing. Little mistakes that are giving each other the position, but it makes for good action. Side by side still. It's good to watch. And Surfer Evo's back through again. So really good stuff battling away with Robus. Deli's picked up a little bit of a penalty, nothing too much to worry about as he still leads away with a nice gap behind. Dawson all over the place with the rear end coming out of the first corner there. Held it well though. Mighty Ginge back up into third. Oh, big moment from MRC, Schuer behind, and drops a load of positions because of that. Just got a bit of oversteer going as he planted his foot a little bit too aggressively by the look of it. And that's it, dropped down a fair few positions there just because of that. So MRC Schuer, after a really, really good start to this race, in 8th position all of a sudden. Ice Jan slowly making his way back through towards where he started this race. He had a really good, well, it seemed like a really good start to this race. I can't quite remember what position he got up into, but he's making his way back through, it's impressive. TC Idol now up into 5th, so just keeping the consistent laps coming in. I've not skipped through and seen him once have a little issue or mistake, so doing a really good job of just keeping the pace going and catching the guys in front as they might be battling away and losing a little bit of time. Street Boy and Mighty Ginge side by side on the exit. Mighty Ginge losing out this time. Street Boy up into 3rd. 3 wide now though. Let's keep an eye on this, see what happens. Oh, not quite 3 wide anymore. We've got TC Idol and Street Boy battling for 3rd position into T1 on lap 12. Mighty Ginge just takes advantage of the fact that TC Idol just went a little bit deep and then he's just lost it on the curb and unfortunately spun it. Oh, TC Idol, who was having a great race as well. Oh, that's really unlucky. It is to the benefit of some of the other guys there, so Ice Shand up into 6th now. And Chris 74 Mac making a position because of that as well. Dives down the inside on Mighty Ginge, gets the job done, a tiny bit of contact. But I dare say that wasn't too aggressive from my point of view. Mighty Ginge could lose out on another position here. So it's, there's a lot of positions exchanging hands here in the midfield. It's still race on. And there's roughly about 7 minutes to go. But it's good stuff. Chris struggling to regain the line a little bit there by the look of it. Picked up a penalty as well, but he's still steady away in 4th, doing a great job. Street Boy undeservedly in third position because he punted me off. I'm only joking, doing well. Managed to make his way through the field as some of the others have as well from the back. Dawson now in first place, has taken first off GT Delhi B, so he's managed to catch him up slowly but surely and finally got past in the NSX versus the GTR. Good work from Dawson. Don't forget as well, just worth a mention, that Dawson started in 16th position in this race, so he started right at the back and he's now in first, so really good race from Dawson, as expected from Dawson. I think we've all become a bit complacent with how good he is, so you kind of expect him to have a good race every single time, but at the same time he's got to actually get out there and do it, so fair play to him. Oh, skip a bit further down, MRC Stewart found himself in 8th position not so long ago, so pleased to report he's back up into 6th. Good news for him. Mighty Jin's dropping down from the leading pack a little bit now, down into 7th. Not much action going on. I'm up into 8th eventually. Angus McCourt up in 9th. Still a bit of a battle going on with TC Idol behind him and me in front. Got Roberts Hood, managed to get away now from Surfer EV, pulled a nice little gap, and he's got a bit of pressure-free racing for the time being. JRC again, one of the guys that was towards the top that's dropped back and just struggled to make his way back through. And that pretty much sums up the back of the grid. Not a lot going on really. We'll stick with the action, so we've got TC Idol, Angus McCourt and myself all chasing each other down the straight. Is Angus going to make the dive work? Nope, I went defensive there. Tried to discourage any chance of it. So the story of this race really has been the mistakes. It's felt like plenty of people have probably had the opportunity to try and get the win in this race or be somewhere near the podium, and then the mistakes have really made people suffer. So yeah, once one big mistake happens, that's it, you're pretty much out of the top positions in a race like this, which is hard to swallow at the time, but that's the way it goes. Credit to everyone for continuing as well, because it can be quite easy to just think, oh, balls to this, I'm going to quit. But obviously if you're driving around on your own and it's not particularly entertaining, then it can certainly make you feel like that. But credit to everyone for sticking with it. So just trying to keep an eye on everyone and what's going on. Street Boy and Chris 74 back now in third. So Street Boy has had a little bit of an issue somewhere, and Chris has said thank you very much, I'll take that third position, thank you. Chris has had a really good comeback. I haven't seen many of his overtakes, but he was quite far back a couple of laps ago, so he's done a really good job to get himself back up into third. I don't quite know how he's managed to do that one. I'm going to have to watch the replay back on my own and see how he's managed that, because that's a really, I'm sure, unless I'm mistaken, I'm sure he was in about 8th position a couple of laps ago. So really good work from Chris, impressive stuff. These two had quite the battle in race 1 around Spa as well, so certainly pretty evenly paced between the two. GT Delhi's just dropped off the back of Dawson a little bit now with 2 minutes to go in this race. So as long as Dawson can keep it on track, keep it nice and consistent, I dare say he'll come away with the win in this one. The battle now is for third really, the last spot on the podium. Can Chris 74 Mac hold on to it with Street Boy trying to apply as much pressure as possible from behind. Chris cutting the corner a little bit, might have picked up a penalty from that one. Kicked up a little bit of dust, certainly. Nope. Einstein had a good comeback race as well. Had a moment early on that dropped him right back, and he's really made his way through the field well. So full credit to these guys. That's all I'm trying to do, give them a little bit of credit for the good racing that they've had. It's not easy to come through a field of 16 drivers, and especially when every single guy on the grid is perfectly competent. Personally, at this point, I'm hoping that my judge, not that you should hope that your competitors have mistakes, but I was hoping he was just going to have a little moment somewhere so I could maybe have a sniff at getting 7th position. But for the time being, I find myself in 8th. TC Idol will be kicking himself a little bit, I should think, through this for this one. He had a really good race going on and just chucked it away a little bit, but we've seen that from a few people. Robert Hood going incredibly wide there, making his way back onto track. I'm not sure what's going on through that corner. So we're heading towards, well, we are now on the last lap, on board with Dawson. I'll actually go on board with Dawson. He's actually catching the guy in 16th, so overtakes a back marker as he brings it towards the end of the race on the last lap. Give a little bit of credit to him, go on board for a few corners. And there we go, comes through the last corner to take his second victory of the night and finishing in first. Well done, Dawson, congratulations. GT Delaby not far behind him in second. Great race from Delaby, making his way from the back as well. Street Boy in 13th, where's that just come from? Third, undeservedly obviously after putting me off. Chris in the end, dropping back right at the end. He did have third position a minute ago, but finds himself in fourth as they come over the line. And then we've got Ice Chan following Chris rather swiftly to finish in fifth. MRC Shure weaving his way down the line, waving at the crowd and celebrating his sixth position. ADG 123 finishing in 7th, TC Idol bringing it home in 8th in the end. Robert Hood going down the straight now, dummy in the pit stop to bring it home in 9th, with Angus McCobb right behind him in 10th. 11th, Surfer EV in 10th, Angus McCobb in 11th, I got that wrong, I'm sure that just changed at the last second. JRC in 12th, and I do apologise, I've just missed the end there. So yada for the finishing positions. I do apologise about that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed that, please hit that like button, it helps me out massively with YouTube. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and that way you will get notifications when I put a new video up. And take care, look after yourselves in these weird and wonderful times, maybe not wonderful, weird times of coronavirus and everyone getting sick. So yeah, stay safe, look after yourselves. Thank you very much for watching and take care. See you again soon, hopefully. Bye for now.